Alrighty. Can people even breathe in this weather? Tree. Jonathan's tree. Still braving the storm. Steadfast. Let me go all the way to the right. Oh, the game is stopping me.
Have you been atop the cathedral during the storm?
Don't worry, Philip. The storm isn't as bad up there.
You shouldn't be up there risking your life. You should be with your children. Sally and Tom.
Children? Sally?
All morning.
Way to go, Jack! Eliana and Jack's family. Oh, he has a little baby girl? Aww. Adorable. New entry. Eliana and Jack's family. 1154. After their promise to Walleran to keep Kingsbridge protected, Sir Catface and Jack have spent much time fortifying the town. Since then, William Hamley hasn't dared to attack the town again. Eliana, who has continued her rule business, trades mostly outside of Shiring. Most of the fleece she is trading is produced in Kingsbridge, where Jack erected 2 felting mills. Oh, he actually did the felting mills? He did his invention? God damn. Aliena and Jack have 2 children now. Tommy is already 12 years old, and little sister Sally is 9. Nice. So they pretty much got busy the moment they got back into Kingsbridge. Way to go, Jack! Martha looks after both of them, while Jack and Aliena are working. Martha isn't married yet? That's a shame.
The storm is tearing our east wall apart. If the storm works, I work. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we did.
What about Aliena?
She stayed a day longer for the Fleece Fair. She should be on her way back now.
In this storm?
We didn't expect it to get worse.
No one did.
I am sure she'll be alright.
I need to go. I think I know why the east wall is unstable.
Yes? Why is that?
I'm not sure, but I think the answer lies down in the crypt. I should hurry before it's too late.
I don't think Philip would like the answer. Actually, he would seem that he might actually sacrifice the crypt for the whole cathedral. Nothing that we can inspect here. I'm gonna try and check on the other area. We're gonna leave the crypt for last. But we have Philip, viewers. The people love his sermons. His book was written from the heart. He found his truth. I have Jonathan. Jonathan will be sub-prior soon. Damn. Still doesn't know who his father is. That's a shame. They should tell him that. I mean, yeah, if you're a kid, yeah, that's understandable. I cannot actually go to the left of the direction. Cannot go into the kitchen. The door that leading to the kitchen. All right. Yeah, but yeah, he's old enough. He should know. Which is a shame.
You'll be happy when I get that problem fixed. If I get it fixed. I'll let them know when it's fixed.
This leads to the roof, of course to the cathedral, to the cemetery. Let's go to the chapter.
That's not the way to the crypt.
The game is gonna force me to go to the crypt?
That's not the way to the crypt.
Man.
No.
Not even to the cemetery?
Before I find out what's making my wall cave in. No. Not before I...
Man. No fun allowed, huh, game? No fun allowed. Alright. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys enjoy, you know, my commentary with, especially when I actually, you know, take a, you know, try and explore other things that's outside of the game. When they mentioned, you know, when Rashid mentioned that flight is gonna be something that's gonna happen pretty soon, and of course it's an inspiration about it's Furness's inspiration of Furness's work. So hopefully you guys are actually enjoying that. I take a step. That's how I play my games, by the way, viewers. This is a reason why I check everything, talk to everyone. This is how I actually normally play my games. So, like, I can actually take a step, take a step back to actually learn some info. That might enrich my experience. Holy hell! Look at this place. It looks so huge and big. Definitely much more impressive than the last you know, cathedral that they try to build. Tom said the cathedral is never finished. Now I get what he meant. Crack! Right above the crypt. Cause must be down there. But what could cause this? What above the crypt? Let's check the crack.
I don't like the look of that. I don't like it one bit.
It's a sign from God. Alright, let's head down. Whoa. It's getting worse. Save the Madonna. Save the Madonna. Statue Rashid gave me would draw as many people here as Adolphus did. If it weren't for the drought and the storm, the statue Rashid gave me. There you are. What are you doing all the way down here? Tell me. I can interact with the relic, but what can we do?
Rashid was right. People love to believe in miracles. But the reason most people come to Kingsbridge now is for Philip's sermons. He tells them what they need to hear. He gives them hope.
Although I really don't believe in that. As in believe in spreading spreading a message that you know that it isn't true, just to make people happy. I don't believe in that. I really don't. I think people that do preach about religion do believe it is true. They do believe that God exists. They do believe that, you know, whatever religion they are gonna believe. For Christians, they believe that, you know, Mary is his mother, God is his father, and he is the Holy Spirit, and blah-de-la-de-da. Muslims and Jews believe about whatever they believe, and I truly feel that even like people actually there believe in that. I wonder if there's actually people around there that are forced to do that. Are forced to do that. Like saying that they believe things that they don't believe it's true.
Do you know what's going on here, Mary?
Alright, let's go ahead and check on the crack.
That definitely wasn't here before. The cause of the instability must be down here.
How can you fix that, though? How can you fix that after actually building the whole thing?
Time to get to work. If I widen the crack, I might find out what caused it.
That might be problematic, though. Like, how can you fix a foundation? Yeah, I said infrastructure before. I meant foundation. Well, I guess it's the same.
This is the
Kinda.
spot. Let's find out what the real problem is. The old wall here, or what's behind it.
Maybe there's something behind it.
This is the spot. Let's... Here we go.
Not sure that this game needs QTEs. I don't think that the game also needs, you know, quick responses
These
as
stones,
well.
They've been removed before. Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
I think it was an entrance.
An entrance?
So you shouldn't build up over it?
That's what we'll find out.
Careful now. You've got the whole east wall on top of you. Jack?
He's dead.
I'm all right. I just hit my head. It's dark in here. There's a whole room here. A chamber. I'll get a torch.
What did you hit your head
I'll
on?
get it. You stay here.
Oh, is this where, James was hiding? Sand everywhere. Parts of the room must have collapsed. Made part of the wall out unstable. So what, are they just gonna fill it? That's gonna fix the problem? Coffin. It's long. Almost like a coffin. Well, yeah, it's more like coffin, question mark? Brush? What is that? Looks like a brush. Wooden cup? I see a cross, too. A wooden drinking cup. At least that's what I think it is. Can you not just grab one of the candles there that nears Madonna? Cannot interact with this. Let's interact with the coffin.
Is that a coffin? Oh, there's sand everywhere. Huh? It's a bed.
Yeah, it's a coffin.
There's a bed in here.
Don't shout.
What? Jonathan, we need that torch.
Who slept here? Strange. Who slept here?
There's a brush.
It's made of leather. It's a whip. What is that doing here? What's a whip doing here?
A whip? Something that I should mention as well, viewers, in the first episode. I'm always gonna go back. They showed a scene of, what was his name again? What was his name again? What was the name of the priest again? How the hell am I forgetting his name? Oh, Wailerin. Sorry, viewers. But how the hell did I forget his name? It's Wailerin. They showed a scene where Wailerin was fully naked in front of an altar and having a whip and whipping himself like in his back. And I think that this is some sort of like a religious activity that people back in the day used to do, especially in the in Europe, where they I don't know what the action is called itself. I'm gonna have to excuse my vocabulary there. It's called flagellation, viewers. Yep. He was doing like self-flagellation. Which I think that was used to be like some sort of a disciplinary religious activity or something like that. Which is I don't think they do that anymore. But yeah, I wonder if this is the room that he was in, or maybe, as I said, that maybe James was the one that was actually hiding here. Alrighty, let's try and find some answers here, viewers. The whip.
Jonathan, we need the torch.
What's a whip doing here?
Jonathan.
Also, Jack, they changed Jack's voice actor again. Well, unless I don't know if they actually changed his voice actor or the teen. Or a young adult Jack just, changed his tone or something. A wooden cup.
That's not wood. It's metal. Gold, even.
Whoa.
I have the torch.
All right, come in here. Should be safe.
That's metal? Woo! Heavy metal?
Did you know about this place?
No, I did not. I have seen this chalice before.
A chalice.
When I was very young. It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral.
Oh. Okay. Don't know if I want to spoil things for you, viewers. I cannot believe that how the first episode actually showed a lot of things that the game really didn't show until, I don't know, how many hours later? 25 hours later? Which is weird. The chalice? They say my father's though. How the hell did you get that info? Philip didn't tell you anything. I'll take that.
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
And melted down, I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Did they?
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
I mean, they took
Whoever
the
hid
chalice back.
is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this chalice. But it was here all along.
That scourge. The whip. It belonged to Prior James. I was afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down. There was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody, as if he had chastised himself.
Chastised himself.
It is you! By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father, Well, he hid the cup here.
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
Did he? You said they never found his body.
Yep.
Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Wait.
How did he eat? How did he
You were
drink?
in the burning cathedral. What were you doing there?
Confess or do not confess? Confess.
And then I told Philip what I'd done. He just looked at me and didn't say anything.
I should whip you with the Friar James scourge. Best place to stop is here. Prior James's Scourge, found by Philip. Is that a book? He actually found by Philip? We were the one that found it, though. 1154. As a child, Philip was afraid of Prior James's scourge. He first saw it when he and Abbot Peter, the man who raised him and Francis after their parents were killed, visited Kingsbridge. Years later, James decided that Philip, now a young man, should get the chance to lead his own priory cell, St. John in the Forest. Every time Philip visited the mother house in Kingsbridge, he always remembered the day he first saw the scourge. Abbot Peter did not like the idea that pain could lead to salvation, but Prior James believed that chastising oneself was the only way to cleanse the soul from the sinful implications of the flesh. Sounds like mumbo jumbo to me. This is something that's also done in Shia. You know how, I don't know if a lot of people realize, because there's a lot of sections in Islam. There's Kufi, there's Sunni, there's Shia, there's but of course it's the original message of Islam is unity. Altogether, so it doesn't make sense that people follow different ideas under the name of Islam, but that, pretty much that's how the world works. But in the case of Shia, they do believe in chastising oneself, and they actually do that, especially like in regions like Iran and Iraq, especially after the American invasion of Iraq. In the early 2000s, when they invaded Iraq, there of course the Shia Muslim were kind of subdued, and Iraq was had the majority control, the majority of people there were Sunni, but or at least they kept being followers of the Shia. The Shia, I don't know what you call it. You have to excuse my vocabulary again here, viewers. Well, I think he would want to call it a branch. And the thing is, even with Shia, there's a lot of like sub-branches and sects. Like it is kind of ridiculous with how the Shia is branching. It's really really ridiculous, especially is that some of their some of their sects and branches definitely say things that pretty much like do not agree with Islam altogether, which probably gives even more good reason about the original message of the unity of Islam, and not have and having an unification, the people that should agree. It's a prioritize unification over anything else. People should agree over one thing than the other, which I don't wanna get too into too much of that. But yeah, but the only thing that I just wanted to say is that the Shia sect or Shia branch, they definitely do chastise themselves. Not all of them, though. Not all of them. Some of them are like pretty much like they don't differ much than Sunni or even Kufi Muslims, but some hardcore Shias are pretty metal. As metal as Prior James. After Jack told Philip that he believed Prior James was alive the day the cathedral burned down, Philip remembered that only weeks before the choir didn't dare to sing. I'm reading here, by the way, viewers. Let me read that again. After Jack told Philip that he believed Prior James was alive the day the cathedral burned down, Philip remembered that only weeks before. I think that do they mean before? Before the choir didn't dare to sing because they thought they heard some chastising. Because they heard some chastising himself in the crypt. They heard someone. They heard like a weird sound and not someone. They didn't know if it was someone was chastising himself, but I guess these weird noises were pretty much someone chastising themselves. They thought they heard someone chastising himself in the crypt. Maybe they really did hear James. Maybe James did hide in the secret room in the crypt. But why? Meanwhile, in Earl's castle. Definitely not gonna look good for them. Wow. Whoa, he's got him fat!
What do you want?
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these? While your people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles. And you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
Where's Walter?
My mother cannot walk. You failed. Again. What do you want?
I came about a book.
The Bible again.
No.
Philip's book?
Philip of Gwynedd wrote it. And the church is displeased. Bishop Henry was enraged. This is our chance, William.
Your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter or Ugly. I don't care.
Ugly? Who's Ugly?
I built your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave, and don't come back unless I ask for you. Where's my wife?
Oh, he
They've
married?
not returned yet, Lord William. Then get me a whore. Now!
Wow. The end of the war. Huh. Damn. The game kind of failed to mention what happened to King Stephen. When he got captured. Which is a shame. Anywho. Let's inspect this interview. The end of the war and the Treaty of Willingford, 1154. Damn, there's a lot of things that happened in this year. After over 15 years of civil war, the battle between Stephen and Maud, England was more divided than ever. Wonder if that's actually was historically correct. Like there was a period where these two royalties actually fought for England. For the absolute power. There's a lot of things that happen in Europe that are really don't follow. There's a lot of bullshit that happened in Europe. I really don't know much about the history of Europe. I only know about the period that's surrounding the World War I, maybe a little bit before, and that's about it. And all of that definitely, like in the Middle East, North African region, pretty much. In Europe, holy hell! How can you actually follow that? There's a lot of bullshit that happened in Europe back in the day. After over 15 years of civil war, reading from here, by the way, viewers, the battle between Stephen and Maud in England, the battle between Stephen and Maud, England was more divided than ever. After a final confrontation at Willingford, Empress Maud's son Henry II and Stephen arranged a truce. The treaty was later signed in Winchester and Westminster. Alright, they got bored. According to the treaty, Stephen will remain king until his death and then be succeeded by Henry II. Wow! What was the point then? What was the point of the war? That I'm gonna be a king, and when I die, you're gonna be a king. What was the point? Also, like, what if he actually had children? Are they gonna accept that? Did he not have any children at all? That doesn't make sense. The war is not gonna end like that. The treaty further states that all decisions regarding land which were made during Stephen's reign are immediately reverted and restored to the time of King Henry I. This means that the earldom of Shiring again belongs to the heirs of Bartholomew and not to the Hamleys. But who would dare to go against William Hamley? Oh, so William doesn't know about that, or pretty much doesn't care? What's the point? What's the point in that treaty, though? What's the point in that treaty? Actually giving the elderly back to their giving the elderly, is that the correct word? Is that the correct word? Like giving back to what people owned. How can you even authenticate that? That decision doesn't make sense at all. It really doesn't make sense at all. At the same time, blah blah blah. Uh-oh. Well, that's Helena, and she can see shit. Can't see shit, Captain. Alrighty, viewers. Find shelter. Nothing to interact with. We do have a lot of money. Coin for the road. Father's dagger. If only we could take back the earldom. Earldomry. Can you correct my English viewers? How can you pronounce it? What if I fail this? I'm gonna lose my coin? Is that how it works? That looks like a shelter. Hey. Hey. I cannot interact with this, I guess? Well, I guess not. Uh-oh. Whales in fear. Who said that? Safety. Alright, let's get in. Who was crying?
I am sorry for intruding, but I must ask you for shelter. I was on my way from the Fleece Fair in Winchester to Kingsbridge and got caught in the storm.
Nasty, isn't it?
Yes. And it's getting worse and worse. Thank you for your hospitality.
Someone help me!
We should check. I thought the sound was coming.
Please! I need help!
Yeah, I thought the sound was coming from inside here. Old woman, there are screams coming from outside. Someone is crying. Why isn't anyone doing something? If I don't help, nobody will. I can't just sit here and do nothing. So I guess we cannot interact with anyone until we... Alright. Let's try and, get out. Is that her? It looks like her. That's, what is that? Is that a camel? Are those rocks? I can barely see. I can barely see.
Hello? Oh dear, are you hurt?
My horse! It fell! I can't move!
Take my hand! We'll get you inside! We'll only be here until it's safe to leave.
Who owns this shithole? Oh, alright.
I'm Aliena. What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Breathe, Elizabeth. You're safe now.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances this is gonna be William's?
Should have let her die. We would all be better off without someone like her.
Yeah, what are the chances that she is gonna be William's wife? She is William's wife. That's the reason why they left her out, I guess. Just a girl, beside herself. Ah, poor soul. Seems calm. I wonder if the old and brittle what? I wonder if the old and brittle will get through. Storm will leave scars on the land.
Hold your horses. We'll see what happens.
Keeps glancing over. Does he know her? Or me? Probably. A little clay ball. Clay enough for eating. Storm is still raging. Can't go home now. I think I'm gonna be using my dagger here. Smoke. Can barely see what's up there. Smoke is filling the entire room. I don't like this shady guy, by the way. Blanket. I used blanket.
What's she doing now?
Threadbare, but warm.